first generation Mexican Americans. Hi, broadcasting not live from Morelia, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. In this video, we introduce a very fascinating and intelligent individual. His name is Marco. He's a very proud and successful Mexican American. This video is broken into 3 short parts. In this video, we answer basic personal questions like, how did he get to Mexico? Did he go to college? What does he do for a living? And how did he learn English in the United States? In the next video, we share all of his family information about his own personal family and his parents. In the final video, he shares with us his thoughts about retirement and perhaps moving back to Morelia, Mexico. You can find links to all 3 videos in the description below. Introducing the fabulous Marco. Good morning, Marco. How are you doing today?
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, happy to have you with us. And thanks for all the information that you had shared with me of all of the towns to visit near Morelia. You're just a wealth of knowledge.
Well, thank you. It's just something I wanted to share with you, so appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh no. So tell me, Marco, where do you live now?
Live in Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago. Well, so I'm 53, so I've been here all my life.
Okay. And have you lived in other cities in the United States?
When I went to college, I went to Lewis University, which is just outside the city of Chicago. I lived
And
there all 4 years,
and what
but
was the name?
outside of that, no.
What was the name?
Lewis.
Lewis?
Lewis, and it's spelled just like your last name.
Oh, okay. And what kind of degree did you get?
Aviation administration with business minor. It's like business management, but focused in aviation.
Marco, I got to say that's crazy, man.
It's a unique field.
How did you choose that?
There was a time in my life when I wanted to be either a doctor or a pilot. It turns out I'm neither. When I went to Lewis, I had already decided to go into aviation, and I started off in the flight program. Soon found out that it was way too expensive for me, so I didn't even continue with that.
Okay.
So I chose what was next best thing, which was aviation administration,
Oh,
and
okay.
the rest is history, I guess.
Now, we talked on the phone, a couple of weeks ago, and you told me what your job is, but can you share with people what you do for a living now?
Sure. I work for the airport authority at Chicago International Airport. The section I work for is airport airfield operations, and we're basically like the landlords of the airfield. Our section makes sure that the runways, taxiways, ramps are all compliant with federal regulations. We do inspections every day, and we coordinate closures and openings of those areas, snow removal, rearm the snow belt, also any construction. We assist with logistics for any incidents that happen at the airport. Like what we just happened last week with VIP movements, our section is involved with the coordination with that as well.
Okay, so in my imagination, I see you sitting at a desk in one of those towers, and you have windows all around your desk, and you can see everything, and monitors all around your desk.
Yeah.
Is that how it goes for you?
Not directly. I've been a manager there now for 14 years. I've been with the city 27 years completed now. But when I was in the union, I did work up in what used to be an FAA control tower. If for those that are familiar with O'Hare, in the center area, the terminal core, there's two towers. We're in the older, smaller concrete structure tower, and that's what we call the city tower. And I work in an administrative office down in the base of that tower.
Okay. Okay, that's I've never ever talked to or met anybody that had a job like that. Never
It,
ever in my life. Please leave a comment. Tell us what you think. And if you like the video, click the like button. If you know somebody wants to see a good video, click the share button.
it's very unique. Not too many people can say that they are driving down runways behind an aircraft that just departed or ahead of an aircraft that's about to land. There's a lot of unique aspects to our job. And our job is that of no news is good news. So if you don't hear about what's going on the airfield, it's actually a good thing.
oh, oh, okay. Okay, now, I I've been thinking about this next question for a while.
Sure.
It's like on my birth certificate, it says that I'm black.
Okay.
On your birth certificate, what does it say?
I believe it says Hispanic. I think it says Hispanic. Uh,
Okay.
I haven't really looked for that, so it's something I haven't looked into the birth certificate for, but I think it says Hispanic.
Oh, okay. And when you say Hispanic, what type of Hispanic is that? Venezuelan? Are you from Nicaragua, Spain? Where are you from? Where? I mean, what? Plug us in. Tell us what you are.
Well, my parents are they're both born in Morelia, in actually what they consider the historic center of Morelia, el Centro Histórico of Morelia. They actually grew up very close to each other, blocks away, and they had mutual friends, and that's basically how they met. And they decided to get married. They ended up getting married here in Chicago, and
Okay.
then I came along.
Okay. Now, what's it oh, what is it like to be a Mexican American living in Chicago? Or 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 is that a stupid question? I mean, um, do you live in a Mexican community, or tell us about it? Or are there any challenges, or
Well,
what can you tell the people? Have questions about living in Mexico? We have a new Facebook group. It's called Mexico Expats Living in Mexico. Bill Dallas Lewis. There's a link in the description below. Come and ask your questions and we'll get back to you.
I'll try to answer each one individually.
Thank
Well,
you.
when I was first born, uh, my parents moved into what's called the Pilsen neighborhood. For those that are familiar with Chicago and the neighborhoods, it's Pilsen. 18th Street, to be specific, is when I was born, and that area was predominantly by that time it was predominantly Mexicans, Mexican immigrants. Then when ultimately when my parents ended up buying a house, the neighborhood, the immediate neighborhood that they moved into, just west of that area, it's called the heart of Chicago. That was predominantly Polish, but you know how things go with people moving around. It was becoming Mexican, and so now that area is predominantly Hispanic Mexican. Where I live now, it's a mix. I live right next to that, to the south of that neighborhood. I live in an area called McKinley Park, and there's a mix of Mexican Americans, Mexican immigrants, Chinese, uh, Chinese immigrants, and then a sprinkle of everything else. This area immediately where I live now was predominantly uh, Lithuanian originally, and then it became Mexican American, now Chinese. Um,
Okay.
And as far as growing up as a Mexican American, I first learned Spanish. It was my first language. It is my first language. I didn't even learn English until I went to grade school. So as you can imagine, it was tough transitioning into uh, an English only school system. My first couple of years, though, were in a bilingual school, so that helped. And then eventually went into all English school.
Okay. And I mean, I just have such stupid questions, but do you run in or in your life, because you're a Mexican American, did you ever run into any type of, I guess you would call it racism, or people that were displeased that you were an immigrant or that you're Mexican? Did you ever run into any of that, or do you run into it today?
Um, Maybe not so much today, and if it is, it's probably indirect. Even growing up, because I grew up in an area that was predominantly Polish, so you can imagine that yes, there was both direct and indirect. But even with like our immediate neighbors, I have in my parents' house, the neighbors there, the Polish neighborhood neighbors, they learned Spanish,
Oh,
and they have Spanish grandchildren, so or Hispanic grandchildren. So it's been a melting pot. And as far as racism goes, yeah, you could say I did experience it, but it was probably more so when I was younger than now. Now it may be more indirect, and now, well, with the politics, how they've been lately, without touching too much on politics, you know how that's been lately.
oh, okay. Um, and I got to ask you, uh, have you ever been to White Castle?
Oh yeah, of course. Especially when I was in high school, that was one of
Oh,
the places to go after parties because they were
uh,
open.
you know where the headquarters of White Castle is, right?
Is it in Ohio?
Columbus, Ohio, my
Yeah.
hometown. Eat 'em by the
Like,
sack. Cheese
yeah, yeah,
nasties. What's that? I want 10 rat burgers and hold the tails, please.
yeah. You'd pay the price later, but yeah, definitely.
I'd do anything for a White Castle cheeseburger with jalapeno peak cheese on it right now. I could eat like a
Yeah,
sack of them right now. Okay.
yeah. Don't
Uh,
go too often to them, but yeah, we still go. I still take the family to buy some every once in a while.
Thank you. All right. So thank you, and we'll see you the next time we get together. Adios, Marcos.
Glad to participate and glad to help out. Thank you very much.
We go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Click that subscribe button and you'll get a notification, and you can come and ask questions and leave comments and tell us what you think about the joys of living in Mexico. Marco, thank you so much for sharing your time with us for this video. You're so helpful and you're a wealth of information. God bless you and your family. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We have many more videos to come. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you. Click that subscribe button and we'll see you in the next video.